New at 4:30, Lisa Griffin showed a side of herself that some people had not seen before today.
She put the gun right in his face and she pulled the trigger.
This was a result of a deadly brain disease that can happen to anyone, even you. However, it was this very moment that led to the biggest breakthrough in brain health, a breakthrough that led a 57-year-old mother of three named Lisa, who was suffering from memory loss and cognitive decline, to miraculously fix her memory and improve her IQ overnight. And then in just a matter of a few days, she was completely symptom-free of this deadly brain disease that she didn't even know she had. She didn't take any medications from the money-sucking pharmaceutical industry or go through some type of brain surgery. All Lisa did was use this breakthrough memory hack right before going to bed. And within the next day, she would notice an outstanding difference in her memory and focus. And that was only just the first day. Every day the results continued. Lisa would wake up with more and more energy every day, as if she was aging in reverse. Her memory wasn't just coming back. It was as if she had found a secret way to remember things. She started to remember credit card numbers, social insurance numbers, even exact quotes from books that she hadn't read in years. And best of all, she could now spend quality time with her three kids and be the proud role model she's always wanted to be for them, all at the ripe age of 57. So how do I know all this? My name is John, and I'm Lisa's husband. That moment I just shared with you was by far the scariest and most intense moment of my life. However, it did lead to a life-changing breakthrough in brain health that can easily, rapidly improve your memory, enhance your focus and clarity, and prevent the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. And you can easily notice a difference in just one day. And within just a few days, you can kiss all of your memory problems and brain fog issues goodbye. As long as you're doing the specific memory hack that uses a simple 3-step protocol every day, you'll never have to worry about the expensive medication that big pharmaceutical companies try to force down your throat. As a matter of fact, if you have a loved one who suffers from memory loss or has symptoms of a deadly brain disease, it's really important that you show them this memory hack as well. Listen, if you're over the age of 50, your brain is already declining at a rapid rate, which puts you at an insane risk of Alzheimer's or dementia. You see, all this started because Lisa was unaware of the alarming side effects of not remembering simple little things like where she put her keys, or having trouble concentrating on certain tasks, or even sudden changes in her mood. We just concluded that these small issues were age-related. However, it was anything but. After a trip to the doctor, our lives changed forever. We found out that Lisa's brain was aging far beyond her actual age, and she was diagnosed with dementia. And the doctor told us that in less than 6 months, she would completely lose touch of reality and wouldn't be able to recognize anyone, even her own family. This was a death sentence in itself. The doctor showed us the MRI results of her brain, and this picture shocked us to our core. The left image represented a healthy brain, and on the right was my wife's brain. The black parts represent a termination of brain function. The doctor couldn't believe how fast her brain was deteriorating. This was a disease that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Well, this can be your brain right now, and you wouldn't even know it. Here's the thing. Alzheimer's and dementia never ran in Lisa's family, so we never thought a bit of memory loss or trouble concentrating would lead to these life-robbing diseases. But it did, and you can be a victim of this as well. If you're having trouble remembering small things like where you put your keys, forgetting why you walked into a room, losing your train of thought, or even if you have trouble focusing, then it's very important that you listen to every single word that I have to share with you right now. Because what I'm about to share with you will forever change the way you see brain health. You can have the early signs of Alzheimer's or dementia and not even know it. But after you use this incredible memory hack, you'll experience the biggest boost in cognitive performance that you've ever seen and felt in your life. You'll be able to remember things you weren't able to memorize before. You'll be able to focus harder and longer than you've ever thought was possible. You'll never have to worry about the cloud of brain fog again. You'll become risk-free of the life-threatening brain diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Just imagine waking up every morning with clearer thinking and the ability to experience life to its fullest. No more mood swings or temper tantrums. You'll finally activate the sleeping neurons in your brain and unlock your brain's full potential, even if you're 80 years old. This never-before-seen memory hack works for anyone at any age. It even works better if you're over the age of 40. Now, before I reveal this breakthrough to you, I have to warn you about something. The pharmaceutical industry is currently making a fortune off your current pain and suffering, feeding you lies that never treat the actual problem. I will reveal these lies to you in my wife's story, so make sure that you listen and pay attention to Lisa's story right now and not leave it off for later. These pharmaceutical companies are not going to like that I have this information on the internet due to the amount of money they'll be losing when everyone listening to this is going to completely ditch their bogus remedies. But the number one thing these pharmaceutical companies are going to hate the most is how easy and simple this brain-enhancing hack is. You'll be astounded by how something so simple can be so effective, especially when you try it as soon as tonight. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll be absolutely shocked by how alert you'll feel so early in the day. You won't have to worry about typical morning brain fog or confusion. You'll finally enjoy your mornings and feel excited to start your day. You'll have a new glow of energy every morning, making you look and feel younger. Now, at first, I thought Lisa's situation was special, like it was a miracle from God to save her life, and that there was no way this can be repeated for someone who just wants to improve their memory or enhance their focus, until we finally released this on the internet. Well, here's what Claude McKinney from Hempstead, New York says. John, you are a miracle worker. I had a slow decrease in brain function starting from 2009. It started with simple things, losing my keys repeatedly, forgetting where I parked. But then it started to become more serious as I was forgetting about appointments and forgetting the names of close family members. I was delighted to find your video, which gave me hope that there was a solution out there aside from the meds I was taking, which were giving me nothing but side effects. I tell you, after the first day of using your memory hack, I started to feel sharper. After 3 days, I felt like I was getting my mind back. And after 2 weeks, my issues with memory were completely gone. This, in my book, is an absolute miracle. Call it what you want. But it's a breakthrough like the industry has never seen. God bless you, and may you help many more people like myself. Claude. This is just one of hundreds of emails I personally receive every day about this incredible memory hack I'm about to show you. You need to listen to me very carefully when I say this. It's not your fault you're still experiencing memory problems even when you've tried everything. You've been lied to by these greedy pharmaceutical companies that only want to treat your symptoms and never attack the root problem. You see, these companies don't want you to see fast results. Instead, they want you to continue to buy their bogus remedies and have you spending your hard-earned money that you just don't need to spend. If you were to noticeably feel a difference in your memory and focus within the first day, then I'm sure you'd ditch those useless pills and continue using this brain-enhancing memory hack that will naturally unlock your brain's full potential. So, are you ready to naturally improve your memory and focus? You're about to discover a cutting-edge hack to repair damaged brain cells and unlock your brain's full potential. Like I mentioned before, my name is John and I'm Lisa's husband. It all started when Lisa was having short little moments of memory loss that you wouldn't give a second thought to if you were over the age of 50, like forgetting where you parked the car, forgetting the grocery list. She even overcooked meals to the point of almost being totally burnt. And I remember a specific moment when she was at the ATM and she called me to remind the PIN number for her credit card. I knew something was off, but I just thought it was age-related and left it alone. Like I mentioned before, this was a huge mistake because then the unthinkable happened, the moment that changed our lives forever. It was just after 9 p.m. on a Saturday night. Our son, who was 16 years old, had got back home from a friend's house. He came in through the garage entrance like he always does, and my wife, who was walking towards the kitchen, heard a noise and that rattled her, and she rushed to the garage to see what the noise was about. As I was sitting in the living room watching TV, all I heard was, "What are you doing in my house?" Well, I got up and rushed to the garage as fast as I could to see what was going on. All I saw was my wife holding my rifle that I use for hunting right at my son's face. Well, my son was scared for his life. I immediately stepped in front and snatched the rifle from my wife's grip. "What are you, nuts?" I said. Well, Lisa just had this blank stare on her face, and she stayed quiet. I knew this wasn't normal, so I decided to take my wife to the hospital immediately. I told my son to stay at home, and I rushed my wife to the ER. I was driving her to the hospital. I still couldn't believe what on earth just happened. It was as if she was possessed. Who on earth would put a gun to their own son's head? Something wasn't normal, and I needed answers. And that's when we got hit with a hard dose of reality. The doctor conducted an immediate MRI and discovered that Lisa had dementia and her brain was rotting away at a rapid rate. It felt like a dagger just stabbed my heart. I just couldn't face the fact that this was really happening. The thought of possibly losing my wife from this deadly disease was devastating. The doctor just gave us a prescription to drugs that would help with these symptoms. And when I saw how much they would cost, I became enraged. This was when I first witnessed the greed from these pharmaceutical companies. I don't know how they can sleep at night knowing that they are taking advantage of people with diseases that can possibly die. It's disturbing. Even though we knew they were taking advantage of us, we still paid for these overpriced drugs using our retirement funds, and yet it only caused more problems. The next few months proceeded to be the worst of our lives. Lisa felt nauseated and tired all the time from these drugs, and her mood swings would only get worse. There was one time when she misplaced her phone and got so frustrated that she started to chuck plates across the kitchen, crying hysterically until I had to physically grab her and calm her down. Her overall behavior was difficult to live with. She would have sudden personality changes that affected the whole family. On top of that, her brain was still declining. It was obvious these drugs weren't helping. This had to stop. We couldn't live like this. There were many times where I had to hold back my tears trying to be strong, even though I was losing my wife before my own eyes. I kept asking myself, how did this happen so fast? Why us? On a Friday evening, when I usually take my wife to our favorite restaurant, I was alone in our bedroom, sulking and sobbing until I couldn't take it anymore. Was I going to let this disease destroy my wife and ruin my family? There must be something I can do. I can't just stand by while I watch my wife suffer like this and let these pharmaceutical companies rob us financially. All of these thoughts swirled through my brain like a race car speeding through a track. So I wiped the tears off my face and I decided I would learn everything I can possibly learn about the brain. I was determined to find a real fix for this problem without the dangerous big pharma meds that put us in this position. Over the next few days, I went through hundreds, if not thousands, of websites and expert reviews with everything that involved brain health. After weeks of research, I felt more hopeless than ever. I knew this wasn't the time to quit, but I also knew that I had to take a different approach in my research. And that's when I stumbled upon an alarming article that revealed the inner secrets of how big pharmaceutical companies pay journalists ridiculous amounts of money to control what goes out in the media and on the internet. It was an article called "How Scientific Publishing is Totally Broken." Well, this infuriated me to the core, knowing how corrupt these pharmaceutical companies really are. I can't believe how oblivious I was to this disturbing fact, but it got worse. I stumbled upon numerous articles and publications stating how big pharmaceutical companies are paying doctors under the table to pitch certain medications to their patients. It was just heartbreaking to think how we live in such a corrupt world where people would actually choose profits over the health and even lives of others. It's such a shame. We've spent thousands of dollars on medication that just went down the drain because of this corrupt industry. But instead of continuing to feel hopeless and giving up, I became more determined than ever to find a solution to naturally improve the brain's health and reverse these brain-damaging symptoms. Now, knowing that the pharmaceutical industry has their hands in a lot of studies and doctors' pockets, I decided to do something different. You see, these journalists must have been very brave to put out an article revealing the truth about the greedy pharmaceutical industry, knowing what can possibly happen if a big pharmaceutical industry goes after them. So after a few calls, I got in contact with a well-respected journalist and research analyst who wrote one of these articles that goes by the name of Tanner Collins. I had a call with him and I shared my personal story of how my wife is suffering and it's tearing apart our whole family, and how the pharmaceutical industry deceived us. He felt the pain from my voice and shared a heartbreaking story of how his grandma passed away from a deadly brain disease even though she was taking her prescribed medication. He gave me the contact information of a neurologist who used to work for a big pharmaceutical company. The reason he left is because he couldn't morally handle what they were doing to people. Tanner told me this neurologist got into medicine to help people, not rob them financially. He said he has a ton of research that has been hidden from the public, and he knows every study that the pharmaceutical industry has paid off and which ones weren't. Tanner also said he has helped me a lot with my articles, but he didn't want to be known to the public, or else the pharmaceutical industry can seriously destroy his life. Because he wants his privacy, I never shared his information, but I feel like you can really use his help and get a lot of benefit from it. I was blown away by everything Tanner just told me and felt a glimmer of hope that we can finally get through this. Even if this didn't turn out the way I hoped, I was still very grateful for his help. So after my conversation with Tanner, I called this neurologist immediately. Luckily, I got on the phone with him, and before I even asked him for a favor, I shared my story with him. And by the grace of God, he agreed to meet with me. Fortunately, he lived about a 4-hour drive away from me, so I scheduled the earliest time he was available. We met the following weekend. I must say, every minute of that long 4-hour drive was worth it. Now, I can't share his name or details because he wants to keep that private, but the information he shared with me in this meeting literally changed my life forever. He had all the research that wasn't affected by the pharmaceutical industry. With all that information, this neurologist came up with a simple 3-step protocol to bring the brain back into its full function and even enhance focus, clarity, and especially memory. He does this without the use of any medication and uses 100% natural earth-grown ingredients. The first step is to address the blood-brain barrier. You see, the blood-brain barrier is like a magnetic wall that absorbs nutrients from your blood into the neurons of your brain. This is a key factor to keep your brain health that no one else talks about. If the blood-brain barrier isn't working properly, your neurons will be starved of the nutrients they need in order for your brain to function properly. And when your brain neurons aren't getting the nutrients they need, you start to become forgetful. it becomes harder to focus and brain fog occurs. As time goes on, without addressing this, you'll be at a higher risk of developing a brain disease. The blood-brain barrier becomes less efficient as we age, which makes it even more important to address this now as we get older. One of the best ways to address this issue that neurologists shared with me is to use a special ingredient called L-theanine. Through medical studies, this ingredient has been shown to bypass the blood-brain barrier and to activate nerve impulses in the brain. L-theanine is proven to be a key ingredient to shuttle nutrients through the blood-brain barrier. The second step is to fuel the brain for optimal performance and function. Think of your brain as a Formula One race car. In order to efficiently operate, you need to provide the right fuel, otherwise it won't operate properly. And your brain is the same way. The neurologist revealed every single powerhouse nutrient that was scientifically proven to properly fuel the brain and improve every area of brain health. And he broke up each batch of ingredients in different areas of brain performance. For example, he said the best ingredients that have scientifically been shown to improve your memory, focus, mental clarity, and even your IQ are alpha-glycerol phosphorylcholine, which is also known as alpha-GPC, along with ginkgo biloba, acetyl L-carnitine, L-tyrosine, and avena sativa. These ingredients create the foundation to improve your memory and cognitive function. The next batch of ingredients have been shown to help with mood disorders, decrease brain fog, and help calm the brain to prevent anxiety. These ingredients are St. John's wort, rhodiola rosea, and magnesium threonate 25. If you find yourself feeling anxious or depressed, those ingredients have been shown to drastically help. Now, the last batch of ingredients to support the optimal fuel your brain needs are chosen because scientific research reveals they can support improvements in symptoms and be used in the prevention of dementia and other brain diseases like Alzheimer's. These ingredients are phosphatidylserine, citrulline D-L-maleate, and huperzine A. All have been shown to be highly effective to combat brain diseases. And to top it all off, to provide your brain with optimal fuel, the neurologist also recommended vitamin B3, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12 for its anti-inflammatory properties and overall brain health support. When you combine every single ingredient that I just mentioned, you'll create an unimaginable powerhouse of fuel for your brain to fight brain diseases and improve your overall brain health rapidly. Now for the third and final step, which might be the most important. It's to block toxic chemicals from attacking the brain. You see, if you live in America or any other first world country, your environment can be harmful for your brain in the long term. For example, methylmercury, which is a chemical that is released into the environment from burning coal, has been associated with neurological disorders in children and can potentially damage brain health in people of all ages. These harmful chemicals even settle into the water we drink and the foods we produce. The long-term effect can be extremely toxic to your brain, and there is one specific ingredient that helps prevent these toxins from entering your brain, and that is artichoke leaf powder extract. There's very recent research that is starting to show how powerful this ingredient actually is. Artichoke leaf powder extract plays an essential role in supporting brain plasticity, meaning it helps make the brain youthful, flexible, and primed for optimal learning, memory, and cognitive function. However, it also helps oxidize brain cells, which clears out those nasty toxins that enter our brain cells and also helps to block them. Now, I know we just went through a ton of new information, so let's summarize the three-step protocol real quick. The first step is to address the blood-brain barrier. The second step is to fuel the brain for optimal performance and function. And the third step is to block toxic chemicals from attacking the brain. And that right there is the ultimate bulletproof formula for optimal brain health, along with memory and cognitive performance. I've personally never seen anything like this in all the research I did. However, the neurologist made it a point to not consume as much of each ingredient as possible. He said it's very important that each ingredient is used in specific quantities in order for this to work. He pulled out a handbook of studies revealing the results of each ingredient with specific amounts that were used. It outlines the negative results of consuming too much of just one of the ingredients in the mix and the lack of results for consuming too little of one of these ingredients, and the specific amount of each ingredient that creates the best possible results. The information was incredible, but there was a question I've been meaning to ask him. How on earth do I get a hold of all these ingredients? He gave me the contact information of the #1 leading nutrition manufacturer across the nation. The company is called Nutrition Hacks. He raved about how Nutrition Hacks sources the rarest and most cutting-edge ingredients compared to anyone else out there. Tell them that I referred you, he said. Well, this was the most incredible brain and memory hack I've ever seen in my life. Walking away excited and hopeful to apply what the neurologist has been generous enough to share with me, I proceeded to call Nutrition Hacks first thing Monday morning. Their friendly customer support immediately got me in touch with their lead formulator. He seemed extremely intelligent about nutrition and has been in the industry for over 25 years. Before I mentioned all the ingredients with him, I shared my personal story of my wife and family and how I ended up meeting the neurologist. I needed him to know how extremely important this is for me, and the formulator was totally compassionate of my story that he offered to do this for me free. So after an hour-long conversation, I shared all the ingredients in the handbook with specific amounts outlined, and he said that he wanted to test this formulation with a beta group of Nutrition Hacks select clients and invited my wife and I to be a part of it. I gracefully accepted his offer. 3 weeks later, I get a box from Nutrition Hacks in the mail. It was a bottle of 30 capsules. Every ingredient outlined in the specific quantities from the handbook is literally in one capsule of the bottle that I was given. I was nervous at first. There was nothing out there that had all of these ingredients together at once. Who would even think of putting so many powerful ingredients in one capsule? You literally have to take 20 different supplements. Well, this was definitely out of the ordinary. Before I gave this to my wife, I needed to make sure that it was okay to try. Now, there was no research saying any of these ingredients cause side effects, but at the same time, no one has ever tried it before. So I made myself the guinea pig first. After taking one capsule, as recommended on the bottle, the next day I felt a difference in my energy and clarity when I woke up. It's hard to describe. I can only say it was a feeling of total well-being. I wasn't feeling any brain fog at all. It became easier to focus. Whatever it was, I felt alive. And considering I'm 59 years old, this was a godsend. When I started to feel these results, I insisted that my wife give it a try. After trying one capsule before going to bed, the next morning Lisa told me she felt a little less foggy and a little bit sharper. It was just one day, so I wasn't holding my breath. However, after 3 days of taking these capsules, we really started to notice something was happening. Lisa actually remembered her ATM pin again. She even made my favorite meal with no notes. The following weekend, Lisa went grocery shopping without a list. Later that day, I decided that we should go out for a mini celebration. And when Lisa did her makeup without a problem for the first time, she burst and screamed like she won the lottery. When I saw her cheering, she hugged me in a way that I haven't felt from her in years. We held each other so tight that I thought we'd never let go. I was ecstatic, and there was only one thing left to confirm: the moment of truth. 4 weeks later, on a Friday afternoon, my wife and I went back to the doctor's office, palms sweating. Both of us were more anxious than we needed to be for these results. After a long, dreaded hour in the waiting room, Lisa was up next to see the doctor. The doctor greeted us and immediately performed the MRI. And when the results came back, he couldn't believe it. The doctor couldn't believe that my wife's brain scan was completely fine. It was a regular brain image of a healthy brain. He then tested my wife's cognitive abilities, and he was so shocked that I honestly thought he was going to have a heart attack. He kept repeating 3 words: "This is impossible." He was truly flabbergasted. Then finally his tone changed. "This should be impossible. I don't understand. It's as if your brain is aging backwards. You have the brain health profile of a 20-year-old. When my wife was finally free of this life-robbing brain disease, it was as if she were reborn. She now remembered all those important moments we'd shared together, and she remembered who she was. We can now be a family again. After witnessing such a dramatic transformation, I reached out to Nutrition Hacks to report these incredible results. And the leading formulator also mentioned that he saw similar results with his beta group. We both concluded that this was the biggest breakthrough in brain health. This led us on a journey to help thousands of people to improve their memory and focus while preventing a life-altering brain disease. If you or a loved one are suffering from age-related memory decline, trouble focusing, and any other symptom related to Alzheimer's or dementia, you need to do something about it right now. You see, the slightest bit of forgetfulness can be a lot more harmful than you think. The next thing you know, you could end up with a brain disease just like Lisa did. This is not what I want for you. I want you to improve your quality of life and feel the memory and brain enhancing benefits that you've just seen right now. And most importantly, avoid the overpriced meds from big pharmaceutical companies that will just treat the symptoms without ever treating the root cause and leave you suffering from a long list of side effects. So I decided to team up with Nutrition Hacks to deliver this memory enhancing and cognitive improving formula to the world. Look, it's not your fault that you have memory problems. Big pharmaceutical companies would never talk about these natural ingredients and the results that they can produce for your brain. Sadly, it's the way they want it. It keeps their pockets nice and heavy with your hard-earned money. But not anymore. Not now that you have discovered this page and heard my story, because when you use this solution, you'll wake up with more clarity and less brain fog than the day before. You'll be able to focus and concentrate on important tasks in a way that you were never able to do before. You'll noticeably feel an improved difference in your memory like you never could have imagined. And best of all, you'll be well prepared to prevent these brain-killing diseases that are currently affecting millions of people around the world. We call this solution the Memory Hack. Every single ingredient that I just shared with you today is inside one of the capsules of Memory Hack, using the specific quantities proven to provide you with the absolute best brain health results. Just imagine when you wake up, you can think clearer than the day before. You're able to remember everything. You feel happier because those random mood swings you've experienced are a thing of the past. You can vividly remember special moments in your life with the ones you love. You can now feel a sense of relief knowing you're safe from those horrifying brain-killing diseases. Picture how great your life can be without the embarrassment of memory loss. If you truly desire a change, and if you feel you deserve to be free from the disgusting scourge that's taking over your brain, your immune system, and your health, then you must know that there is nothing like this anywhere else on the internet, and it is not sold in stores. Right now is your chance to restore your brain to its full health while enhancing your cognitive function and end memory loss once and for all. Yes, that's a promise you will have. No more brain fog or confusion ruining your day. No more memory loss or forgetfulness that causes roadblocks in your life. No more laziness or procrastination stopping you from being productive. You can solve all of these issues here and now. Thousands of people have already witnessed this amazing power of the solution, and you can too. All it takes is accepting the truth. The truth that you don't have to live with memory loss or brain fog anymore. Just imagine having the ability to focus on any task you'd like without confusion or procrastination. And imagine what it would feel like being the person to remind someone else instead of always being reminded of. Most people can't believe the difference they feel. And the fact that you can do it without dangerous prescription medication, without consuming a nauseating chemical in your body that never treats the root problem for your brain, and without breaking the bank to pay for those expensive medications, right now you can do it without any of that because you have found the #1 memory improving and brain enhancing solution on the internet. And listen to this. This is especially important. Not only is the solution proven to work for people like you, I'm also going to help you save money. I'm going to do something very special that no one else will ever be willing to do. You see, each of these ingredients can cost a small fortune. Believe me. It can even cost as much as an expensive prescription. In order for this to not cost us a fortune to give away, we would have to charge $479 for a month's supply, and that would be considered a steal. However, even though this is the #1 memory improving and brain boosting formula on the planet, I understand that spending more than $400 a month is not within everyone's budget, even if it is the last brain solution that you'll ever buy. I want you to know that for me, this is not about money. It's about something much more important than that. It's about protecting you, your family, and the world against the ravages of these brain diseases. It's about living life to its fullest, and that starts with the most important organ in your body, the brain. And if you don't take care of your brain, your life will deteriorate faster than you realize, and you will end up being the cause of your family suffering while you slowly rot away into your grave. That's not what I want for you. And that's why I want you to have this solution without paying $479. No, you won't even pay half that. Heck, or even half of that. When you decide to take a step forward and make the commitment to restore and improve your brain health, you can do it for the extremely low price of $99 for a month's supply to finally restore your brain as if you were still in your 20s. You see, I desperately want you to have the results that so many others are having. So I'm going to take this amazing price a step further for today only. You're not going to pay the already discounted price of $99. On behalf of Nutrition Hacks, we are going to give you this breakthrough solution at such an incredibly low price that you'll be blown away. Right now, you can claim a month's supply of Memory Hack for less than $2 a day. To order, click the button below this video that says Claim Memory Hack Now, and you'll be taken to a secure webpage where you'll get the opportunity to choose your discounted package before we run out of stock. You can trust that Nutrition Hacks is a well-respected company that delivers across the world with industry-leading customer service that will personally help you every step along the way. Trust me when I say this. You will want to do this as soon as possible because, as you might expect, this product is flying off the shelves as we speak. And if you don't move quickly, there is a good chance you will miss out, which is why I recommend you stock up quickly. The chance to change your life and your health is just a click of a button away. So do this right now. And don't let another second go by before you secure your order and end memory loss for good. Click the Claim Memory Hack Now button below this video and claim your exclusive package of Memory Hack before it's gone. This will not be available for long, especially at this insanely low price. If for any reason you're still not sure, if you're hesitant, or if you're just a little skeptical that this really works like I say it does, then don't worry. I totally understand. I want to make sure you're 100% confident in your decision to get rid of your memory loss and brain fog for good. That's why I'm going to go another step further and make the small price tag totally irrelevant. While most people agree a solution that can rapidly improve memory, enhance mental clarity, and get rid of brain fog is priceless, when you make your order today, your purchase only becomes permanent if the solution works for you. That's right. On behalf of Nutrition Hacks, we are giving you a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee along with a heartfelt promise. The details are simple. You have a full 180 days to witness the transformation of your brain health before you have to decide if you want to keep the formula. If at any time between now and the next 6 months you don't see amazing results, I want you to reach out to the industry-leading customer service team at Nutrition Hacks and we will return every penny you paid. On top of that, we'll even let you keep your package as our way of saying thank you for trying it. I truly believe in this solution as I believe that you deserve to enjoy the quality of life that an improved memory and mental clarity can bring to you, your career, your family, and most of all, save your hard-earned money on useless, overpriced medication that was never meant to work for you. That's why I'm so proud to give you this promise. You will see the results for yourself and smile with joy when you realize that this solution does work. Yes, it does exactly what you want it to and more. So if you are not absolutely blown away by your results, just send us an email or give us a call and your money goes right back into your pocket. It's as easy as the click of a button. We are taking on all of the risks so that you can finally have a healthy brain that will improve your life in more ways than you think. But wait, there's still more. When you click the Claim Memory Hack Now button below, I also want you to have a very special bonus prize, 100% free for action takers today. It's called the 7 Foods You Should Never Eat to Prevent Memory Loss. Inside you'll discover common health foods that cause memory loss and decrease cognitive performance. If you eat these, it will double the time it takes for you to reverse memory loss. The surprising truth behind fruits and memory loss. Some of these fruits will accelerate memory loss and make the black spots in your brain grow like a garden weed. The specific kitchen oils you need to avoid and the ones to use for overall brain health, and much more. Don't be fooled just because these foods are considered healthy. These dangerous foods will make it near impossible to bring back your memory and improve your cognitive performance. You'll get this report absolutely free with your first order of Memory Hack today. The only thing left to do is go ahead and get started with this amazing solution and your free bonus by clicking the button below this video right now. As you can probably tell, this opportunity is not like anything you've seen before or will ever see again. So it's important that you act right now. If you wait, you may never be able to recover your brain function. So take action now, and I do mean right now. Let me remind you how important this is. The main thing you lose when you lose your memory is you. That's the saddest part of it. You forget who you even are. Listen, you are a series of memories and experiences. Everything has been logged. When you lose those memories, you lose your own identity. Nothing can be more scary and confusing. Imagine living the rest of your life not knowing who you are. and you're losing your family along the way. These brain diseases can take everything from you. So if you have even the slightest bit of memory loss, it can grow into something very serious very fast. When you have a brain disease like dementia or Alzheimer's, not only do you have no future, you don't have a past. You won't even remember how you got to this state. All that is left is fear. Fear for the rest of your life. Fear about whether your doctor and nurse are really your doctor and nurse. Fear about what they are giving you is actually medicine. Fear of if your spouse and children are really your spouse and children. Everything is coated with doubt. There is no worse curse than that. If you don't want to live the rest of your life this way, you need Memory Hack. And you need to start taking it right away. Even if you just have minor memory loss, it can become major in a matter of days. So get started now. Hit the button below and claim your discounted package on the next page. If you're still here, maybe you're not thinking about the effect these brain diseases will have on others, the effect it might have on your spouse, your family. Think about what a dagger in the heart that must be for them. And what if you are an elderly couple? Your spouse will always be there for you, hopefully. But what will you do when they're gone? The one person who knows you, the one person who still sees you in you is gone. Your brain disease will not only be disrupting the whole family, it can break up the whole family as they argue about who is taking care of you next. You're not just going through hell, you'll be dragging your family through hell along with you. Forget the memory loss. In a way, that's a lot worse. If you don't want this for your family, you need to take action right now. Click the button below and claim Memory Hack right now. Do it now, as you might not remember to do it later. If you don't act now, you will go down the rabbit hole. There will be good days and bad, long nights and tear-soaked pillows, a lot of why me's and I hate my life. Even thoughts of suicide are very common among people who suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's. Your life will become a living hell, and you're dragging your family through this hell along with you. They won't give up hope. They'll sit there by your side until you're a vegetable. But you can't let that happen. You have to do your side of the deal. It's only fair. You're obligated to fix this or to try to stop it. Because if you don't, you're handicapping their whole lives in the long run. Because of that, you owe it to them to find a fix. And when you find a fix, as good as this one is, you know you need to act. Fix it before it gets bad. When people start to feel a little memory loss, now is the right time to fix it while you know how to do it. After today, you may not know how to do anything. Fix it because right now there are options. Tomorrow there may not be any. The hell we spoke about is option 1. There is an option 2. In fact, the only option you really do have is option 2. And that is to take action. Do something about it right now while you still have the chance. Today, I'm giving you that chance. The chance to not only stop the decline and protect your cognitive health for many years to come, but actually reverse any damage that already has been caused and return to the days when your mind and your memory was as sharp as a tack and never let you down. Thanks to this proven formula, you or a loved one could experience dramatic improvements in your cognitive health as soon as tomorrow morning, and you don't even need to leave your own home to do it. Click the button below and claim your discounted package. You have to do it now. You have no choice. Continuing down the rabbit hole is not an option. If you choose the dark path, one day you'll recognize your children, and the next day you might say, "Who are you?" That's an emotional roller coaster that you don't want to put anyone through, let alone your own family. You will get passed around from one kid to another because no kid can actually handle the burden that you are. You, at moments of clarity, will realize what a burden you've become. It's not a life. People don't fantasize about growing old like this. They want to be out experiencing the beauty of nature, not being someone who has to be reminded to take their pants off before they go to the bathroom. If you want to avoid this fate, you will have to take action. Memory Hack has the answer. You just need to reach out and grab it. Click the Claim Memory Hack Now button below this video right now before it's too late. It will be the best thing you can do for your brain health. Still there? You might still have a few questions about this incredible product, so I'll take a few seconds to answer the most common questions I get. How does Memory Hack work? As you can see throughout this presentation, Memory Hack works to provide the brain with the right nutrients it needs to activate neurons that aren't functioning so that you can use your brain's full potential. How do I know if Memory Hack is for me? Well, this is for you if you are looking to improve your memory, enhance your focus, and defend against age-related brain issues. How long after taking Memory Hack will I feel the full effects? You can actually feel a difference within the next day when taking Memory Hack. Some people have even reported seeing a difference within the same day. When should I take Memory Hack? Take one capsule daily with a meal every day for optimal results. What if it doesn't work for me? It's very unlikely. But if Memory Hack doesn't work for you, then simply send us an email or give us a call and we will give you your money back. No catch. Simply give it a try for 180 days as directed on the bottle. And if you aren't thrilled with the results, send it back for a full refund. You risk absolutely nothing. Is it safe? Yes. The Memory Hack is as safe as a supplement gets. It's not a chemical-filled medication. It's a 100% natural product. Of course, we recommend you show a bottle to your doctor or pharmacist and get their okay if you have a current medical condition or if you are taking medications. Finally, is purchasing Memory Hack safe? Absolutely. We use SSI bit encryption technology on our order pages, which is the same security system used by your local bank or grocery store. So if your purchase is safe there, it's equally safe here. It's now time for you to take advantage of this opportunity that is in front of you right now. Is your memory and brain health going to be better than ever? Or are you just going to slip into the black hole of your mind? Make the right choice for you and your family. Click the button below this video and I'll see you on the other side.